about me. Get back on her. If I were to get a little bit of a
Ew! Dude! What the?
I don't want this video to be about yard work. I want to see my animals. Marge! There she is, everybody. Marge is still large and in charge here in Caiman Creek. What's going on, man? Kenan here with you, but don't worry about me. Get back on her. She is a beaut. Oh no, she's down. Come here, Margie. Come on, little Margie. She's fixated on the camera. I'm trying to get her attention. I love this turtle, man. She is a lunatic. She is a Florida snapping turtle, and of course she is in Caiman Creek, which is normally our South American habitat, right? But believe it or not, these snapping turtles do find their way into Central and South America. Look at her. Look at her.
He is crazy.
Look at his fat little belly. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And so here she is. She's got a little bit of a rot right there.
What is that?
Well, just sometimes they get a little rot.
Can her head come this way as far as it can go
it can't.
back?
But she might have something going on. So what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on that. But she's got some softness there, and usually what that means
you can see.
is that if I were to get a little bit of a tool, or bring it to Dr. Mike, they would scoop that out.
What is that on her foot too?
Let me see. Oh, she's got those. She's had those pads.
Okay.
Yeah, she's had those pads on her.
Similar to that.
Yep.
That's why.
Yeah, it's like. No, you know what? It almost looks like botfly.
Irritated.
It does look irritated, but it looks like botfly.
What's that?
A botfly is a larva, but how could it do that in? Yeah, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, you know what that might be?
It's a little.
Yeah, there's a little irritation. This is interesting. What it might be is she might have got nipped by the caiman in there, but this is interesting. That's something.
Soft.
It's soft, but it gets hard. But
is it softer than normal?
No, this is all hard.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. This is why we pick up our animals and we explore. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on her and possibly even get her. Yeah, just see what's going on. So this is just a bit of a sore here for her.
Well, that looks like it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, interesting. Well, she seems to be moving around fine.
Yeah, she always seems to be
She's always
moving around
hungry
fine.
and stuff, but I'm gonna have to take her to the doctor. That's a very important thing for us to do, is you wanna always keep up with your animals, check them out, especially someone like Marge, who we love so much. All the animals get good care here. I'm always kind of making sure things are all right, but what we'll do is get her sorted here in a little bit. Today, though, I have to kind of do a little bit of work. Don't worry, it's not going to be a whole trimming day, but I am going to cut down this papyrus because we've been in our winter. I want to make sure that they're getting enough sun. And right now this papyrus is kind of keeping the sun from their basking area. So I'm going to cut this all down. But I want to kind of show you guys.
At the moment.
It's very overgrown. But what I want to show you is some fun stuff that I did over the last day in the front yard. It was really a lot of work, but during this time of year, it's important for me to do all my trimming. Number one, it's cooler. You don't want to be doing this when it's like 95 degrees and 100% humidity, but you're gonna be like, what happened to the front yard? But I went crazy.
It looks great.
Yeah, let's see.
And it grows back so quick.
It grows back really fast. We'll walk this way, but
yeah,
I've done quite a bit of work.
Even to the left here, it's cleared out.
But what's cool about doing this kind of work is you get to see the animals and see what they're doing. So we trimmed back a lot of the plants. I removed some of the plants. We changed where the agave was. We have now agave over there. Okay, and we got the agave over here. And this kind of went over there. So we
the grass.
Yeah, so I just transplanted a few things. But here's what was cool. As I was kind of raking up, I realized, I'm like, hey, this is really cool stuff. And if you dig down, see how warm it is in there? Feel that.
Moist.
It's nice and warm,
it's
right?
a little moist at the
Yeah,
bottom.
moist and warm. It's a consistent temperature.
wow,
Let's see, what do we got? Hey! There we go, Chinese box turtle. These guys have been so funny, man. I've been finding them all in the leaf litter. That's where I've been finding these guys. I haven't seen them in a while. It's been chilly, but I've been seeing them just kind of hiding out as I was doing it. Isn't that pretty? I love these turtles. I love these turtles so much. So we have this one here.
Chinese box turtle.
Chinese box turtle, Flavo marginata. Let's see. I thought I had another one.
Step on one.
Yeah, it's possible. I knew I had something else going on here too. You see how moist it is down there? That's that microclimate I always talk about. They love digging into this stuff. And you notice it's warm up here. There's a consistent temperature down low. Where is that other one? Was it in this one? Maybe it's over in that next pile. Let me just, oh, here it is, look. Sometimes they'll move. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
There's the other one.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm waking them up. But
Yeah,
you
he
see
looks
this?
like he's sleeping.
Yeah, you see this form?
Look at his eyes, they're barely open.
Yeah.
Very
So I don't like to totally wake them up, but they're kind of in a little bit of a brumation.
Breaking down of the...
Exactly. Because of decomposition.
Like decomposing, yeah.
Yes, it's creating heat. Now what's this? What's this? What's this? There's another one. Isn't it funny how all of the Chinese box turtles are gravitating towards this kind of mulch? So I leave it. It's function. I love it. So this is very important stuff. So I leave piles like this so that the animals can do their thing. But we trimmed all this down.
You didn't leave much of this.
No, I didn't, but I'm gonna add to it. So right here is a Robolini palm. You see that palm tree right there? That's called a Robolini. We're gonna take another one and we're gonna plant it right up here. So there'll be some symmetry. What I'm trying to do is when you're viewing, I'm kind of creating my own little zoological park, right?
Right here.
So, you know, when I bring my friends by, I want them to just be able to see the waterfall, see the water feature. And a lot of the
which
grasses,
there's another one right there coming out of the bowl.
Yep, exactly.
And
It
then
just goes down the
there,
stream.
and then a third one there.
Correct. The other thing I like to do is create more opportunity for basking here. What I've been finding out, oh, look at this. Hamiltoni. I don't know if I'll be able to get this one out. This is the Indian spotted turtle. But as they get older, they lose their little spots. How cool is that? So they find these places to seek refuge.
Very cold.
Yes, he's been hiding. It's chilly out, but he's fine. These guys live in the rivers that are fed by the Himalayas. So the snow melt from the Himalayas fill those rivers, and they're very cold rivers. These guys can take cold temperatures. They have that black shell, really absorbs sunlight, so they can heat up very quickly.
Right.
But obviously this animal went into that refuge, and that's what's good about keeping these places. Now, when I raked up too much of it, but what I like to do is just kind of create a buffer. Yeah, it's like a little dirt blanket. But I've been very excited because I did, look at this thing too. I found this hole. It got filled in. It'll probably fill in again, but it's a nice hole that they can climb out of, or some of the lizards can use it.
Or you could plant something in there.
I could plant something in it, nice little planter. So just a lot of work has been happening over the last day and a half here. This is what it normally looks like. There's two separate biofalls, but it's all working out well. But now look, we've got sunlight hitting the ground here. We've got sunlight that's going to fuel these plants to come back even more. Transplanting that plant.
Normally this is just completely
covered.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work, but I think in the long run, this is going to look really good, because sometimes less is more, and it's not as busy, and we can get some different colors in there and so on. Let's check our skimmer.
Always a popular spot.
Well, sometimes, but no one in there. Every once in a while, you'll find a juvenile turtle in there. But yeah,
so just correct me if I'm right. This is the top of one, and then both of these feed into this, and then this
There's a
splits it.
Well, what happens is there's two pumps. I have a pump that circulates water underneath. Then I have a pump that feeds the waterfall, but I put a T valve, a ball valve with a T. And I've deflected some water. So I'm stealing some water that goes to the waterfall, and we're just filling up our decorative bowl here. We can plant that. So I filled it up, and that creates this slow meandering little stream that we have out here. So basically, guys, you're seeing, and there's a turtle right there in that, right there you go. Yeah, that's the Asian box turtle. So there's some of those guys floating around. So that's pretty cool. But things will grow back nicely, and I'm really excited about what I've done here, because it's kind of working as a habitat. And of course, in here, again, nice and warm. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There you go.
What's this?
It's another one of our
Look at the line
Chinese box turtles.
Is that as pronounced than the other one?
No, some of them have more.
That's very
more pronounced. But that's, oops, sorry.
You guys see that?
See that?
Yeah. Straight line.
That's Flavo marginata. So flavo means, in Latin, that means yellow. Interesting. Yeah, so I just raked all this mulch. You don't want to get rid of the mulch.
Did you put that over them, or did they choose to?
No, they were already in it. I just added to it. You know, I'll rake up some of this stuff. and I chuck it into a corner, and it's like a good little habitat. But I just wanted to show you how much work I've been doing. This is the time of year to do this work, to get it all dialed in, because once that rainy season starts, it just grows like mad. But this will be good. Now, the reason I'm going to trim back these papyrus is because right now we have about another month of cooler weather, and I want that sunlight to really get into that water to heat it up. And so that papyrus has created so much shade. It's also taken away some of the prime basking area for the caiman and the yellow spotted Amazon turtles. So I want to make sure we get that dialed. So what we're going to do now is go back to Caiman Creek. I'm going to get my trusty knife because it's the best thing I've found.
Oh, I saw it. It's up there on the rock.
It's up on the rock. It's the best thing I've found that actually cuts through the papyrus. So we're going to trim this back, and then we're going to have a look. There's our caiman. There's Lucifer right there. Have a look at him. He's right there. So I'm going to go get to work. And yeah, I guess we could throw up the old time lapse, but it's going to look a lot different. And don't worry, it'll grow back real fast. Let me get to it. There he is. He never really moved, and he did get a little bit excited about certain things going on.
Moment. For a few minutes.
Oh! Hey,
he's not sleeping.
No, and that's what's so interesting, because I'll bet you this water's in the mid-60s. Let's see. I want to check my little...
He came right up and out.
Oh, he came right up looking for food, which is interesting because you'd think with the cool weather, he would be a little bit more apt to not have a appetite. Anyway, it says it's 66 degrees in that water right there. So that is, it's mid-range. It's not the hottest it's been, but it's not the coldest. And there's Marge over here. But what's interesting is the whole time that I was doing the trimming, look right here, this spotted Amazon turtle.
Didn't move an inch.
Didn't move at all.
Where is this? Oh yeah, look.
She's just looking the best, and
Didn't move an inch.
could care less, which is interesting. So let's have a look at her. Yeah, she's just kind of hanging out. Really cool turtle. These guys, as their name suggests,
Watch
are
your
from
back
the
with
Amazon. Oh, he's coming over. Yeah.
See him? Yeah,
I
he's
see him
moving.
right there. Oh, he's going under. He's going to attack me from the rear.
So
But
what were you saying?
I was just saying, it's really cool.
He
species.
didn't budge, and you cleared this whole area out.
The whole
there was
area.
no sunlight here at all.
Didn't care, but look here. Look up behind me. Look at this. Look who's right there, kind of hanging. And of course,
Marge on his back.
yeah, totally ridiculous. These two maniacs. And then, oh, here's another cool turtle.
Where?
Right in here.
I don't see anybody.
There's our Mexican
guys-
musk turtle, right?
These
in
guys
there.
get along.
Oh, sure. I think she tolerates it, but look at this. Mexican musk turtle. Doesn't look like it's been missing many meals either.
That's where you look for the thickness.
Yeah,
look for
yeah.
this.
It's the female. This is the female.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a male in here as well.
How are you seeing that? You said
So
her
tiny little tail
Yeah.
with a small cloaca.
cloaca, yeah.
Right. So I'll put her.
Look at these guys riding it right on top of each other. This is, I love this.
I think it's so cool.
Interspecies exhibits, I think,
Yeah.
are just my favorite.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Here's the other.
Looks like he's so close to getting ready to jump.
Amazon River. Ah, there it is. This one's a little more lively, and you see the yellow head. Okay, a little spotted there.
I have one eye on Lucifer over here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Everybody's
so
doing
fast.
good. Yeah, really good swimmers. So I'm happy because, again, this is a basking platform. The papyrus just really does well here. Takes over quite a bit. So I wanted to make sure the sun is hitting and warming this water during this time of the year. It's not so hot that it needs shade. By the time it grows back, it will be the warm season, and it'll then provide shade for the water. We'll want the water to be cooling. So it's just an interesting dichotomy that I have to deal with here. But all these fish are doing well. Thankfully, there are a lot of rocks to hide in, and as we've seen down below, if you followed my Instagram page, you saw that the smooth front caimans were actually able to capture and eat a little green heron. which was, yeah, it was nuts. So they grabbed one. So that's pretty interesting. Speaking of them, why don't we go over there and have a look at those guys? I don't want this video to be about yard work. I want to see my animals. So I'm pretty psyched, man.
Yeah.
We did good. Let's go over there. There's nothing that I need to trim down in there. I'm gonna leave that fly, get those over there, shut this up. All right. Let's head on over here and see.
Oh, are you still using this propane heater?
It's empty, but I haven't used it. It's been
Just
not
during that
cold
super
enough. Yeah,
hot night.
It's
Super cold night. I see one of them up. Oh no, both of them are in their spot. Underneath the log.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool when they're facing off,
which is
ways.
Constantly. They love it there.
They do love it there, man. Oh, here's Paul GiaMataMata. Let's have a look at Paul GiaMataMata. This is his spot. Let me check on him. Look at all the moss and stuff growing on him.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Yeah, this guy is so cool.
Yeah.
Look at the shell on that and the head. I've never seen anything like that.
Kind of hanging out.
Can he take a bite out of you?
No, they don't have powerful jaws. Their jaws are actually designed to be like a vacuum. They create a very quick low pressure area.
And suck
when
fish
when
in.
a fish comes near, they open them really quick and open them really wide, and they suck the fish in. They don't have powerful jaws, but they are incredibly quick. So that's pretty cool. So there's Paul GiaMataMata.
Yeah, look at the colors on the back. It's like bright red and then algae.
And it's been staying in this area for a while because the algae's growing here and not here because it's been tucked up underneath this root mass. So that's pretty cool. But of course, these Caiman.
Am I thinking they look bigger than normal?
They look about the same. They are full grown. So I don't think they're much bigger. But I'm gonna leave Paul GiaMataMata right out here. Let him warm up a little bit. As we saw, the temperatures is.
Look at the absolute match to that rock.
Yeah, and then look at the little tiny conical shell from the snail, little freshwater snail, just eating the algae off of his back.
Look at how bright the pink skin is underneath there. Like just
so cool.
So very cool.
I love it.
So vivid in nature. I love it.
I'm stoked Paul gave me that turtle because it really does enhance the
Cafaro.
Yeah, Paul Cafaro. That's Paul GiaMataMata.
Yep.
It's the
awesome.
but it really enhances our South American river system. You know, I'm proud of this. I think Caiman Creek is a really cool achievement. We've got some really nice fish living in it. We've got these beautiful smooth fronts, Lucifer. I mean, this is awesome, man. So about the only thing when I designed it, you know, like I said, I'm looking at this as if I were a zoo, like I'd want people to be able to look here, right? And then kind of look back. But I also had to consider the animals' needs. And in the summer, I wanted these, I have to get some fertilizer for these plants because they're not growing as quickly as my other fishtail palms. And I want these to grow really tall so that they can kind of create that canopy over the water just like these animals would have in the wild. So,
that'd be
I'm just trying to look for any other interesting creatures that we might have hanging about in Caiman Creek at the moment. I don't see anybody down there, but there's so many little nooks and crannies. Look at this. I mean, with all these plants, this becomes an amazing nursery for some of the fish. You know what I mean? You'll see these cichlids just start to, the fry find their way into this area, and they're well protected. So it is a really cool little habitat and nursery for some of our fish species that we've got in here. We got the blue acara, we've got convict cichlids. It's a good spot, you know. But let's get.
What's this guy over there?
Oh, that's an Amazon spotted turtle just sleeping. Oh wow, so cool.
He's almost asleep.
Oh my God, he is asleep.
There he is. That's so beautiful there.
Look at that, give him a little scratch on his head. How do you like that?
Look at his teeth from the side.
Oh.
You guys, it's rare that we are able to see that up close.
So close.
Very cool.
And then look at this interesting, look at the nostrils, okay? That's what's really cool. So his nostrils, they have a flap. He can seal those up when he goes underwater perfectly. And then of course, crocodilians also have that amazing third eyelid. Now his eyes are closed, so we can't really see it, but he's got that nictitating membrane that closes up and protects his eye when he's underwater. It's a pair of goggles, but it also protects him when he's grabbing prey. They can throw that up. You'll see when sharks attack prey also, their eyes go white. And it's because they have a membrane, goes over their eye, protects it. So,
really?
yeah, really cool stuff.
I didn't know that.
Don't you remember Jaws?
And those
black eyes roll over white, and they're pounding and screaming and hollering.
This is the ship captain. I
That's
can
Quint.
see it.
That's Quint.
Yep. I just watched that recently on a beach movie theater.
Perfect.
With people on the beach, with the beach like maybe
Great
100
movie.
feet away.
Great
It was amazing.
movie. Something about a shark's eyes.
Yeah.
Like a doll's eyes, lifeless. I liked Robert Shaw. Robert
twisted
Shaw.
movie.
Great movie. Great movie. Great actor. Robert Shaw. Also was in Force 10 from Navarone. I am a bit of a movie buff. Anyway,
These guys were very chill right
They're
now.
very chill. We've done it. We've got our banana plants falling down. Very cool. I wonder if anything's living in here. This provides refuge, but no one's kind of living in this. I like to
Have you
bunch it
ever
up.
produced any bananas from this?
Yeah. This is becomes fertilizer for the actual plant. So this will start to really take off. But yeah, Caiman Creek, man, it's doing good. Very happy here. All right, friends, we've done it. We got some work done. We hung out with our animals. We're making their lives better. It's all about keeping the sunlight on them, keeping the animals healthy during our cooler months. And I'm really happy the way this went. So thanks for being a part of it with me, guys. I hope you like what I've done with the place. Give me a couple of weeks when everything starts to fill in again. It's going to look perfect. And I'm going to add a couple more plants. All right, Paul GiaMataMata, he says goodbye to all of you out there in YouTube land. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again on another episode. Kamp Kenan.
See you later, Paul GiaMataMata.